Good morning, everybody. I'm Ben Powell, and we're here on Google Hangout, and I have a very dear, close friend of mine here I'm working with. His name is Robert Hollis. He has mentored many thousands of people, 40 of which he has helped make millionaires. With any further ado, here is Robert Hollis.
Well, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. And I'm so glad that you and I have gotten a chance to get to know each other. And yes, we are partners. And this video is put together is I just love allowing my new partners and my new friends to ask me any questions about what it takes to help them get successful. So I'm excited to do this interview with you, Ben, and I'm ready when you are.
Well, Robert, my first question that I want to ask you is I would just like you to share with everybody a little bit about your story of how before when you were a mechanic and then as you progressed to where you're at right now.
Well, sure, absolutely. Well, I grew up in Williston, North Dakota, and a very, very, very small city. And I was just one of those people, Ben, that just did exactly what I was told to do. Everyone I knew, my uncles, everyone I knew were blue-collar workers. They didn't go to college. There wasn't any, college or sports teams there. What you did is you just got out of high school and you went to work. And so that's exactly what I did. I tell people I didn't do good in high school because I found out that people that got A's got to go to the next class and people that got C's got to go. So why work so hard? And so I go out, I love working on cars, and then I turned that into my career. And I just worked hard, man. I just thought, hey, you go out there, you get married, have a few kids, try to one day save enough money to get a decent car or a home of your own. And that was it. That's exactly what I did. And the plans were working okay until I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. To tell people how smart I was, a van, actually a Toyota van, was tipping on a hoist, and it was almost ready to fall off. And so what I tried to do is stop it. Of course, I couldn't, and it pinned me against my toolbox, totally hyperextended and tore up my knee. And the next thing I know, I got doctors around me telling me I'll never be a mechanic again. And so, here I am. I got a 6-year-old son. I'm like going, wow, what am I going to do? And so when you get put on workman's comp, I'm making $900 US a month, and I was leveraged to the hilt. You know what I mean? I was 26 years old, and I was leveraged to the hilt. It was like all of a sudden, 90 days to Snap-on men want their payments or give the toolbox back, my motorcycle, my pickup truck, everything. And so now all of a sudden I'm in a position where I got a loan from a pawn place on my car. And so I couldn't pay the payments, so now I was hiding from the repo man. And yeah, and I sit there and I think about people like Jim Rohn and some of my mentors in the past. And Jim Rohn said, you know what? One day your life will change, and it's like an incredible impact, like an aha moment, a significant emotional event. I call them a point of passion that just really shakes you to the core. And I pulled over to the side of the road to park the car, and my son, 6 years old, says, Dad, listen, if you would go up 2 blocks and hang a left, our apartment's right there. And Ben, I didn't know how to tell my son that I was hiding the car from the repo man. The notices on the door about being evicted, and it was the worst place in my life. And so I tell people, sometimes you just gotta, there's 2 ways that people become successful really in the world. Is they're either inspired by someone that's already done something great, or they end up like me, which a lot of people do, is they get so desperate that they're willing to try something and risk it all because they don't have anything. You're not in a comfort zone when they tell you can't go back to be a mechanic. And a friend of mine called me. I didn't know him very well. He was dating my cousin. His name was Sean Hennigan. And I always bring up his name. It's in my book, in fact. How is that working? Because this person had the courage to call me up. And he said, listen, I met this guy, similar to what you and I talked about. I met this guy. He was making 62 grand a month. I seen this stub. And he's expanding his company in this area. And he's looking for people that he can mentor, no experience needed, and he can show you exactly how to make money. Well, I was at perfect time in my life because like days before that, I was on the only knee I had left, asking God for help, please get me out of this, please, please, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I go meet this guy. Now, at this time, Ben, I didn't know what marketing was, entrepreneurship was, mentorship was, personal development. I didn't know anything. I'm an auto mechanic from North Dakota, Montana. That was it, right? And so he started telling me exactly all these principles. And as he shared these principles to me, it was like, wow, wow, this makes sense. And then he started explaining how it worked. And then I went, well, not only does it make sense, but you know what? I think I can do this. I really do. And then afterwards, he sort of drew out a plan to me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And now he sort of challenged me. And I love giving this part out because, I think if he didn't challenge me, I probably wouldn't have done it. But he said, listen, he said, I made a full-time income in my first month with this company because I put 70 people in front of him, in front of the presentation. Now, let's say you're half of me. And I said, I'm not half of anybody, Ben. I said, he said, well, listen, just get people in front of the presentation, and believe it or not, the presentation that I put them in front of was a videotape of his presentation. And so I went to work. I did that. My first 45 days, again, this was 26 years ago, I made $10,210.45, 54 cents. I always mix them up. and that year I made $258,000. The next year $520,000. The next year $785,000. And this was all before the age of 30. You know what I mean? And I want to tell every one of your people that watch this video is that, do you think your job do you think you could play better golf if you got lessons from Tiger Woods? It's like if you'd listen and pay attention and practice, I can guarantee your golf game would go up. And so I was just in the right place at the right time. And so from the time he taught me to do that, then my goal for the last 26 years is to teach as many people as I possibly can how to do that. Today it's amazing. My total groups online and are over 1.1 million people now. I make a residual income of over $2.5 million. I've helped 45 people now make over $1 million in a year, and 7 of them own their own marketing company. So, there's my story today. So I started Unlimited Profits, to be my legacy for the last part of my life, just to see how many people. I want that 45 to go to 1,000. So.
Well, Robert, I got another question for you now. How much time in the beginning should people be putting into their home-based business just to get going? What a couple of steps they should be doing?
Well, the way that I say this is as much as you physically possibly can. The reason why is that you don't want to play with your own business. You want to treat it like a business. And so I'll take another line from Jim Rohn. Is he said, the whole concept is, instead of working for profit, you work for wages. And so you want to treat it like a business. You really, really do. And it's what I call part-time magic, part-time income. Now, what's unique about that is if you just can believe because other people's done it, that's how I tell people to motivate themselves, is, I've helped people that, maybe it's 2,000, maybe 5,000. I don't know what people that will watch this video, what their incomes are. But I've helped people replace $5,000 a month incomes in 30 days. So that's awesome. Working a full-time job. That's also, taking the responsibilities of your children, even if you're female. It's amazing. Right now I got this guy named Tom that's from Norway that found me online. And this guy puts in 40, 50 hours a week. He's a head chef, for a very, very nice restaurant in Norway. and he's tired of it. He's tired of it. So, you know, I watch him do videos and all kinds of stuff while he's at work. So he takes a little break and he does a video and pops it up on YouTube. And so here's a guy that makes about $60,000 US, you know, in Norway. And everybody goes, man, if I would make $60,000, you know, I'd be happy. You wouldn't if you didn't have a life. You wouldn't if you didn't get to see your spouse and, you know, your significant other and your children. You wouldn't if you didn't get to do the things that you love to do and have the money and time to do it. So, you know, it's like I say, money doesn't buy happiness, but neither does poverty.
I've actually been using that one lately.
Cool, cool.
Well, I got another question. We're running out of time here. So, who should have a mentor, Robert?
Everybody.
Everybody should have a mentor. That's a good answer. I knew that's what you're going to say.
And I can give a couple of thoughts, because I really think about this. That's come up a lot, because you really don't know that you don't know. You know, so when I was an auto mechanic, being a coin-operated person, working W-2, you know, working from Monday through, you know, Saturday, getting a check on Friday. I was coin operated. I didn't know any other way.
Right.
And so it blew my mind when I finally meet a mentor, and my mentor says to me, Robert, well, tell me why you want to be a mechanic. I was going, that's sort of stupid. And he goes, no, tell me. And I said, I'm a mechanic because that's the job that I'm good at to make money. I need to pay my rent. I got to pay for food. It pays for my automobiles. You know, it's a way to make money to take care of my family. And he says, that's interesting. I go, what do you mean that's interesting? And he goes, well, if you needed money for your rent, your food, for everything, why don't you just learn how to make money? Why did you learn to be a mechanic and exchange your talents for money?
Yes. Why
don't you just learn to make money? And I was like, I didn't know there was a shortcut. So if the way that you make money, you know, is by a job, then I run into mentors like mine and Jim Rowan, and he says, listen, you want to make more money? I'll show you how. Easy. Become more valuable.
Okay, for my last question here now, when I'm out there and I'm doing my recruiting and stuff, I run into people that always want to know how long I've been in the business and how much money that I'm making. Now, do you run into that yourself?
I did at the beginning. Everyone was asking me, how long have you been in and how much money you made? And the reason they did, Ben, is because at the beginning I didn't really, you know, we all try our best to listen to our mentors. But me and Bill Ebert, my partner, did one thing one time, Ben, and I'll tell you a quick story. And what we did is we wrote out the $1 million question word for word. Then what we did is we taught it and even told people where to pause. Laid it out perfect. So then Bill Ebert put a program together where people could record their phone calls of them asking people the $1 million question. I think we had 40 or 50 people that did it a number of times to practice because they wanted us to critique. 100% got it wrong.
Really?
100% got it wrong. They were either shortening it up, they were adding stuff, they wasn't pausing. It was amazing that 100% got it wrong. And when people go, that sounds weird. Well, like I shared with another guy the other day, what if you got put in a batting cage, you know, for batting practice, baseball, and it was pitching a ball at you at 90 miles an hour?
Right.
I can guarantee 100 people that have never been in a batting cage would get in there and not hit the ball. So it takes some practice, you know what I mean, and someone to tell you what to do. And so when I say that everybody needs a mentor, it's I learned then not to make myself the issue. So what I was doing when I first started out is I was acting like the expert. I was in this company. I was a marketer. People would even ask me, you know, what do you do? And I'd say, well, I'm a professional marketer. Well, if you put yourself in that position, or there's other companies out there that say, well, I'm an international leader of the global expansion of fill in the name of the company. Well, okay, so if you're the guy, how much money are you making and how long you've been in? As soon as I learned how to use an expert from afar, then I could humble myself. So people would say, well, how much money are you making? And I said, listen, I just told you I'm just working with this guy. He's teaching me how to do this. I said, are you the kind of person that would ask somebody their first year in med school if they did any surgery? I go, I'm an auto mechanic on workman's comp. I'm not training you. I don't. Here's one that I haven't said in a long time, Ben. You're pulling this out of me. I said to people, listen, Ben, it's not up to me whether or not you work for the company. You need to talk to my mentor. Well, they didn't know it was their decision. So I got good at edifying and promoting my mentor, putting them in front of his videos. And if they wanted to learn more, then I would introduce them to, like we do today on a Google Hangout, let them ask the questions there. So you're absolutely right, Ben, when you get a system down, and then I started making money. So believe it or not, this is going to sound funny, but when I started making over $10,000 a month, I was upset that people didn't ask me what I made because I wanted to show them.
Absolutely.
But they never did.
I guess we're running out of time. Now let's wind this up. I'd just like to thank you for coming and doing this awesome interview. I know that many people are going to be seeing this over the next coming days, weeks, months, and years. And is there anything else that you'd like to say to the people as we wind up here?
Yes, Ben, I just want to tell everybody that, listen, you owe it to yourself. We have a place where you can look around this video, get a hold of Ben, find his link, get a hold of him, because we can allow you to come into the system for free, learn through the training for free, and by following our simple instructions, by sending out affiliate links, posting on social media, sending people to your site. If people decide to buy any of the mentorship or training or the internet tools that we have inside to be successful, we'll send you a check. And guess what? You don't have to put money in to make money. So, you know, it's risk-free. I tell people we got 100% money back guarantee forever. And the reason we do is because we let them in for free. So the whole goal is please get in, allow Ben to be your tour guide, to guide you through the videos and audios, and then get plugged into the training and start learning. I believe that anybody can do this. So, you know, Ben and I are partners. We're working together to build this company. Our goal is to have over 1 million customers worldwide that we get to inspire, mentor, and train. And so just like Facebook, just like YouTube, just like Google, this is going to happen anyway. So jump in, and then you'll see about the other things where people can make a full-time income with us very, very quickly. And as you go through the videos, you'll totally understand that. So Ben, man, I really, really appreciate your time too. Your time's valuable, and I thank you very much for doing this video.
Great, Robert. You have a great, blessed day, and see you on the next training. Bye for now.
Bet. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.